Welcome to McKeon Park. It's Perry Kitai alongside a very special guest, Ben Strober, tonight. Ben is one of our beat writers, and we're delighted to have him on the broadcast today. The YD Red Sox are on the road in Hyannis, taking on the Harbor Hawks for the second time this season. First time on the road. This was scheduled to be on July 4th, and it was rescheduled for today. It's July 12th. We've just reached about halfway through the season. All-Star breaks coming up, and this is a cross-division game, so not much at stake, but YD, a team that's leading the East right now, and they picked up a huge win yesterday, Ben, against the number 2 team in the East, Harwich.
Yeah, that was so important for this YD team, coming off the loss from the other day and just getting back in the win column, especially against the Harwich team. They gained a little bit of ground. Now they have that 2.5 game lead back in the division, and it's almost fitting that we're here in Hyannis, the closest team geographically to YD, but still not in the same division as them.
Yeah, and Ben, this is close to where you and I live. Right in the middle of the Cape. Hyannis is the commercial center of Cape Cod. YD on the road tonight is facing Darren Horn, a pitcher they've seen before. They've seen Horn, who came in relief the first time these two teams faced. He pitched 2 innings, faced 9 batters, allowed 2 hits and no runs versus the Red Sox. But yesterday was a very poor day for the Hyannis bullpen. They suffered a 16-7 defeat to Cotuit, bringing 6 pitchers out of the bullpen. It was actually 16-1 going into the 9th. Hyannis managed to pick up 6 runs in the 9th, but could not hold Cotuit off the board. So today, have a bit of a shallow bullpen starting things off. They're going to try to keep their starters in as long as possible, and those long relievers make the most of the middle innings. Leading off today, his first time in the leadoff spot, is Brady Day, who was drafted yesterday into the MLB. Congratulations to Brady Day by the Atlanta Braves. Behind him is Hunter Hyannis, who is making his first appearance since July 8th. He suffered an injury after being hit by a pitch, but he is back in the lineup today, higher than usual. He's been kind of the cleanup guy all season, and today in that number 2 spot, really excited to see what he does.
That's for sure, and I mean, what a day it was for Day yesterday. Getting drafted by the Atlanta Braves before the game was a really special moment. It was a special moment for a lot of those YD players, Eric Yost, Hector Garcia, Will King, all of them hearing their names. They were called by their advisors, telling them that they were going to be playing professional baseball. They got to celebrate with their teammates. And then Brady Day, of course, the home run yesterday that got YD back in the game after they fell behind 2-0.
Yeah, YD yesterday fell behind 2-0 thanks to 2 errors in the top of the first, but quickly picked back up. They ended up winning 6-2, a really important win. And after that first inning with those 2 errors, it became a really complete team win. We saw the first home runs of the season for not only Brady Day, but also Xander Darby, who's been seeing the ball really well, and he's hit a couple extra bases yesterday, got all 4. We're ready to get things started here. It is a gorgeous Wednesday night. It's 6:04 p.m. The skies are blue. It's been a sunny day in the mid to high 80s all day. Temperature is just starting to drop, but it's looking to be a beautiful night. The first pitch from Darren Horn is on the way, and it's outside for ball 1. Horn plays at Coastal Carolina University. He kicks and deals on the ground towards second. Snow has it. The throw is in time for out number 1. Brady Day grounds out to the second baseman, and that brings up Hunter Hyannis. For his first time around, just 2 pitches for Darren Horn starts things off.
Hines had those couple of days off, but didn't really change the way the leaderboards have looked in the CCBL. The 9 home runs for Hines still leads the league and leads it by a good margin.
Yeah, nobody's even close. Hunter Hyannis takes ball 1 off the plate. Hines has 9 home runs, 30 RBIs coming into today. The kick and deal swung on and missed for strike 1. The next closest is a guy on Wareham, has 22, and behind him is Will King. The next pitch from Horn, check swing. Hines holds back, but does go around according to our home plate umpire. It's 1-2. Horn moving really quickly. The pitch swung on and missed. Hines' first plate appearance back from injury is a strikeout. 2 quick ones for the Harbor Hawks brings up Max Vieira, the shortstop. He was on the bench yesterday and back in his regular position today. He's pretty much been YD starting shortstop the whole season. The first team All-Big East selection out of Seton Hall University. Horn into the motion, the first pitch. Drops into the bottom of the zone, the off speed for strike 1. 0-1 with 2 outs. The pitch chopped up towards short. Gazdar cannot collect. It goes off the tip of his glove, and an error for Hyannis has a base runner aboard for YD.
And the ball kind of just ate up there on Gazdar. Took a really high hop right as he tried to field it, just popped right up in the air. And YD will certainly take that. Xander Darby, who's been swinging it really well, now comes to the plate with a man on base.
Darby steps into the lefty box. The Gaucho out of UC Santa Barbara. Horn delivers, and it's grounded foul up the first base line, strike 1. Darby just finished up his sophomore year over in Santa Barbara. Had a really solid year. He batted .288, but had a lot of extra bases in there, 21 extra base hits on the season. He's become the regular third baseman. Pickoff towards first, diving back is Vieira. Darby standing at 6'3". Horn is the righty, so this is an ideal matchup for number 12. Darren Horn into the motion, and strike 2 catches the inside half of the plate. Hyannis today in the home whites with the pinstripes, sporting the white, blue, and orange caps. Pickoff towards first, Vieira back safely. Counts 0-2 with 2 outs, 1 runner aboard in the top of the first at McKeon Park. Darby's readjusting, now steps into the box. Horn set at the belt. The kick, the 0-2, just off the plate for ball 1. Looked like a really good pitch. We have a bit of a sideways angle on it, so can't exactly tell where it's falling on the plate, but a good hold from Xander Darby runs the count 1-2. He's set in his stance. Horn, the 1-2, lined into center field, sprinting over Taylor, and it drops in the gap. Vieira rounding second. He's over to third, and YD has runners on the corners with 2 outs. Xander Darby continuing his hot streak at the plate.
Yeah, just a really good piece of hitting there by Darby. He got the count 0-2, took a really, really gutsy take there on that 0-2 fastball. He worked the count back to 1-2, and really he just sat on the fastball, and he didn't miss it on that one.
Brings up Jacob Jenkins-Cower back in the field today. He's back in left. He had a couple of weeks off due to injury, and yesterday in his first game back went 3 for 4. Had a really good day at the plate. Came around to score 2 runs as well. The first pitch to him, a fastball at the top of the zone, strike 1.
Yeah, he's going to be key to have back in the lineup, especially with a couple of guys who have left from the MLB draft.
Jenkins-Cower, another tall lefty, similar frame to Xander Darby. He settled back into his stance. Horn now taking a little bit more time from the stretch. Ball 1 falls off the plate. It's 1-1. Still 2 gone, 2 runners aboard. The first 2 went quickly for YD since then, running up the pitch count on Horn. And they now threaten with Vieira on third in scoring position. The kick and deal popped foul and out of play towards the right side bleachers. 1-2 to Jenkins-Cower out of East Carolina University, a first-team All-AAC selection. For the Pirates, a baseball powerhouse school, group of 5 school. The 1-2, chopped foul towards us, and the count remains the same. Paxton Kling on deck, another outfielder out of LSU. If it gets there, Hyannis slightly shifted over Gazdar. The shortstop moved over towards second. Nobody guarding Vieira over at third. The 1-2 grounded in fair territory, almost a bunt. And the throw from Parker, the catcher, is in time. YD strands 2, and Hyannis works their way out of a jam. That's it for the top of the first. We head to the bottom of the first. Cam Smith will lead off for the Harbor Hawks. When we're back, it's Perry Ketai and Ben Strober on the Cape League Broadcast Network. Bottom of the first, leading off for Hyannis, it's Cam Smith. Smith has been one of the best hitters in the league. He's currently 4th across the whole league in batting average, just one of a couple still batting over 300. He's at 326. He just finished up his freshman year and flies it towards right field, sprinting over. Casey Cook on the first pitch makes the grab. Didn't even get to introduce Cam Smith. He's already heading back to the dugout. Cook had a little bit of a run over in right field, but does so easily. A lot of athleticism out there. Brings up John Gazdar in the 2 spot. Just one pitch from YD starting pitcher Micah Bucknum out of LSU, making his first start of the season. He's come in relief already. Gazdar playing at short today out of Austin P. The first pitch on the way. Below the knees, ball 1. Gazdar is a native of Walnut Creek, California. Bucknum with the glove at the face. He takes a deep breath. Set at the belt. The kick he delivers. Popped up into foul territory over by first. Gleed camped out. And that's out number 2. Just 3 pitches, 2 outs for Micah Bucknum.
And that's a really encouraging start for him. He's attacking the zone with this fastball, not showing any fear out of these Hyannis hitters in his first 2.
Smith didn't get bad contact, just couldn't find the gaps. This brings up Zach York. He is the newest addition to this Hyannis roster. We didn't see him last week. He plays at Grand Canyon. Has a big frame at 6'2" in the lefty box. The first pitch, a fastball on the inside half of the plate, strike 1. York comes from a baseball family. His oldest brother, Nick, was drafted by the Red Sox with the 17th overall pick last year. Was their number 4 prospect this season. Bucknum into the wind, the 0-1. Check swing, falls off the plate. And it's a good take from York as the count evens up 1-1 with 2 gone. York's older brother, Joe, plays at Cal Poly baseball as well. Wiggling the bat in the lefty box. Bucknum fires, and the off-speed drops inside. It's 2-1. York was a freshman All-American, according to Collegiate Baseball, was also an All-Western Athletic Conference second-team selection. The 2-1 from Bucknum. Line towards left field, sprinting back. Jenkins Cowart makes the grab at the warning track, and that retires the side. It's a quick one for Bucknum, just 7 total pitches. And we head to the top of the second at McKeon Park. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape League Broadcast Network. Top of the second, Paxton Kling leading off in the 6th spot for YD. Center fielder out of LSU just finished up his freshman year as a national championship to go along with it. The first pitch from Horn in the dirt outside, and that's ball 1. Paxton Kling, really highly recruited out of high school, was the 2022 Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of Pennsylvania. Horn delivers, and it's grounded foul up the third base line. It's 1-1. In his freshman season, made 57 appearances. Only had 90 at-bats, so came in mostly in relief as a defensive sub. Horn, the kick and deal off the plate, ball 2. He batted .289. 5 doubles, 2 triples, 4 home runs. And Kling, a nice hold, is ball 3 after the off-speed fell off the plate. Back into the righty box. It's a righty-on-righty matchup. The pitch just at the bottom of the zone, and it's the first full count we've seen from either side all day. Kling steps out of the box to readjust his purple and gold batting gloves, representing his collegiate squad. Horn nods, the payoff. Grounded up towards third. Smith has it on the hop, and the throw is not in time. Kling legs it down the line, and he is safe. That ball bounced really high. Smith had a nice snag out of the air, but the throw across the diamond was not in time for the speeding Kling YD leadoff base runner on first.
Just a really good at-bat there by Kling. He worked the count to 3 balls. He took a really close one at 3-1. You get that 3-2 pitch and just puts it on the ground, and he gets that high bounce, and really good speed from him out in center field as well. So an easy play for him to beat out at first.
Brings up Dub Gleed. First pitch to him on the ground to second. Kling, the runner, went, so he'll be safe. No chance for a double play. Gleed thrown out at first. He does his job to advance the runner. A good call from Coach Pickler avoids 2 outs in the inning, so there's 1 gone for Casey Cook. Cook steps into the lefty box. He had a big double yesterday. The first pitch below the knees, ball 1.
Casey Cook's been one of the guys we've kind of been waiting to break out. He's hit the ball really hard. He's gotten very unlucky with the way some things have gone in the field when he's put the ball in play, but we expect him to break out soon.
Horn checks on the runner at second. Now into the wind, the pitch near the shoulders, but clips the top of the zone for strike 1. 1-1 with 1 gone, 1 runner in scoring position. For the right fielder out of the University of North Carolina, a Virginia native. The 1-1 on the ground towards second again. Snow has it, and the out at first is out number 2 in the inning. Kling over on third, and Connor Dykstra in the 9-hole trying to bring him home and put YD on the board first.
Similar position as that first inning. Max Vieira got over there to third base, and now it's Paxton Kling there. Got to see if YD can find that 2-out base hit.
Dykstra steps into the righty box. He has been quiet at the plate, swings at the first pitch on the ground towards first, scooped up by Kelly for an easy out, number 3. This one is absolutely flying by. We go to the bottom of the second. It's still scoreless at McKeon Park. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape League Broadcast Network. Bucknam went 1-2-3 in the first, so it's Austin Kelly in the cleanup spot, leading off for the Harbor Hawks in the bottom of the second. Scoreless through 1.5. Bucknam, the righty, facing Kelly, the lefty first baseman. Out of Lipscomb. The wind and deal swung on and missed for strike one. Kelly attended the university, or Mississippi State University, for 1 year, but redshirted, did not see the field, and went to Northwest Florida State, a junior college, before finally ending up at Lipscomb. Second pitch from Bucknam, grounded foul up the first base line. It's 0-2. Kelly went 296 in 2023 at the plate for Lipscomb. He's been 227 for the Harbor Hawks so far this season. The 0-2 pops out of the glove of Dykstra. Looked like it could have clipped the zone, but called ball one.
That's a good 0-2 pitch from Bucknam. He went to the fastball right there, was trying to pinpoint it on that low and outside corner, just missed.
Kelly bats left, throws right. Bucknam taking his time. Deep breath, set at the belt. The pitch swung on and missed. Micah Bucknam gets his first strikeout of the day, and Dykstra will toss it around the horn.
Yeah, Bucknam set up the changeup there 1-2 really nicely. Went to the fastball on 0-2, just missed, and then you just have that little bit of takeoff on the speed for the changeup, and that really can fool Kelly.
Zach Earhart, the center fielder, following him up. This time it's a righty on righty. Earhart plays at Oklahoma State, just finished up his sophomore year. The first pitch to him is on a line up the center, and that gets through for a base hit. Kling collects in center field, and Earhart aboard off one pitch.
The right fielder from Clemson, number 17, Will Taylor.
Will Taylor out of Clemson following him up. Fresh count, one gone, one aboard for the Harbor Hawks in the bottom of the second. Bucknam now working out of the stretch. He's set at the belt. He delivers, fools Will Taylor, who swings and misses for strike one. Taylor batted .362 in 2023 at Clemson. Really good season. Wiggling the bat in the righty box. Bucknam the pickoff towards first. Diving back is Earhart. Will Taylor is one of those rare athletes that plays two Division I sports. He's also a member of the Clemson Tigers football team. He had 5 receptions for 16 yards and a touchdown in 2023. The 0-1, check swing, and a called strike 2 on the outside half of the plate.
It's a really good football program there at Clemson, too. Impressive athlete.
Absolutely. It's very rare to be able to play that high of a level of sport at a school like Clemson, especially Power 5 institution with such storied football and baseball programs. Bucknam pickoff back towards first, almost gets away from Gleed. It bounces in the dirt. He kind of knocks it down, doesn't give Earhart a chance to advance. Dangerous move from Bucknam. Counts 0-2 with one gone. He rubs the dirt off the ball, adjusting his grip with the arm hanging. Now set at the letters. The 0-2 on the ground hits Bucknam. He loses it for a second, now picks it up and gets the out at first. That was a really close play. I thought Will Taylor had it for a second, but Bucknam recovers just in time. That's a stinger off the leg. Earhart advances to second, and there's 2 gone in the bottom of the second.
That's a really difficult play as a pitcher right there. Bucknam just had to make. It comes right back at you, and it kind of pops right up in the air. He had to look down and find the ball. He got to it quickly and threw over the first. That's a really important play to get the second out of the inning here.
Trey Lipsey representing the Big Ten out of Ohio State. Batting in the 7th spot for the Harbor Hawks. He went 2 for 3 in the first game between these two teams. And he takes ball 1 above the shoulders. This is the first time Hyannis has had a runner in scoring position. They had no base runners in the first. Lipsy, a tall lefty. The bat parallel to the ground, wiggling his foot up and down. The 0-2, or the 1-0, excuse me. Popped up foul, it's 1-1. Lipsy in 2022 was an all Big Ten freshman team selection. This year settled down a little bit. He had 3 home runs as opposed to the 7 he had a year ago. Bucknam delivers high for ball 2. Vieira right behind second, protecting Earhart. Brady Day backed up into shallow right field. This is one of Coach Pickler's more common shifts in the infield. A big hole between second and third. The pitch from Bucknam falls inside for ball 3. No free passes from the LSU righty yet today. Takes a look back to check on Earhart. The outfield backed up to full depth. Now set the 3-1. Off the plate, that's ball 4. A really close pitch from Bucknam. Some disagreement from the crowd, but Hyannis has 2 on for Aaron Parker. Bucknam still only up to 20 pitches in 2 innings. Aaron Parker did not play the first time these 2 teams faced each other. Steps into the righty box. Parker plays at UCSB, and he takes a first pitch ball that runs inside. He was an All-Big West honorable mention, the teammate of YD third baseman Xander Darby. Bucknam shrugs the shoulders, checks the runner. Earhart bouncing around. The 1-0 popped up to the shallow outfield. Day tracking back, coming in. Kling calls him off and makes the catch. Out number 3, Hyannis threatens, but YD leaves 2 on board. We go to the top of the third, still scoreless on the Cape League Broadcast Network. YD back to the top of the order for the top of the third. It's Brady Day leading off. Darren Horn back on the mound for his 3rd inning of work. He's thrown just 28 pitches, Bucknam 22. And the first pitch today is a called strike 1 on the outer half of the plate. Day is 0 for 1 with a ground out. Chopped it up towards second his first time around. Horn into the motion, the pitch. This time away from the plate for ball 1. The 1-1 check swing did not go around, says our third base umpire. And Day gets away with one. Counts 2-1. Horn shakes one off, shakes another off, now nods. The kick, the pitch, right down the middle for strike 2. It's 2-2. Day all the way in the back of the box with that left foot on that inner corner, the 2-2 below the knees, and it's a full count. His lead foot slightly back, opening his shoulders to Horn. Stretches out, ball at the hips. Still taking his signs as he shakes a couple off. Now nods. The payoff hit well towards left field, but Lipsy coming over is right underneath it for out number 1. Day went chasing out what likely would have been ball 4 upstairs. He got good contact, just not to the gaps, and he's retired for the first out. Brings up Hunter Hines, the heavy hitter out of Mississippi State. First pitch to him is lined into right field. That's a base hit, his first in 4 games. Hines makes his return for YD, and he's on first base. Really nice contact on the first pitch, not afraid to attack early in the count. Just lined it past the second baseman, Eric Snow.
That's what makes Hines really good, is he often attacks at the first pitch. Not just a power guy, he just hits the ball hard, hits a lot of line drives, and that's a sign of a really good hitter, and that's exactly what he is.
Glad to see him back in the lineup. First pitch to Vieira falls away for ball 1. Hines takes a slight lead at first. We have seen a couple of stolen bases from him this season, but mostly just when Coach Pickler is trying to tease the other team. Vieira swings away at pitch number 2, tips it slightly into Parker's glove. It's 1-1.
Pickler's not afraid to send anyone on the base pass, and we've seen that all season long.
Vieira set in the righty box. He's well off the plate. The 1-1, a blooper towards right field, and it's caught by Eric Snow. Charging back over, makes the shoestring grab. Snow was slightly shifted towards the middle infield and had to come running back over, but that ball was moving slowly enough. He had enough time to get there, so 2 gone for the Red Sox with Hines on first. Brings up Xander Darby, who had the first hit of the day. He swings away at the first pitch for strike 1. 0-1 with 2 gone. Horn set. The pitch off the plate, 1-1. Sporting, as always, the royal blue ankle guard, gloves and cleats representing UCSB. The 1-1 in the dirt, 2-1. The pitch swung on and missed. A big swing from Darby. Evens up the count at 2. 2's across the board. Gazdar and Cam Smith both shifted over to the right slightly. This third baseline completely unprotected. The 2-2 chopped foul towards the YD dugout. And the count stays the same. Coach Pickler motioning over at third. A ghost swing. Reminding Xander Darby to keep his hands in. That's Coach Pickler's most common advice. Horn nods, another 2-2 away. And Darby has the count full. A dangerous take pays off. Horn checking over at his runner. Jenkins Coward on deck. The payoff, chopped up the middle. Snow charges it and has Darby by a couple of feet for out number 3. YD gets base runners again but can't come around. 4 hits on the day for the Red Sox, still scoreless, going to the bottom of the third at McKeon Park. Hyannis has finally reached the end of the order. Eric Snow in the 9th spot out of USF is the first to face Micah Bucknum in the 3rd. The first pitch, a breaking ball on the outside of the plate, is a called strike 1. The sun has begun to set behind some clouds and the lights have turned on. Bucknum into the wind, the pitch in the dirt, 1-1. Eric Snow standing at 5'9" in that righty box. Finished up his freshman year at the University of South Florida. He's a bull. The 1-1 from Bucknum swung on and missed. Dykstra gets it off the tip. It's 1-2. He's settled back, wiggling the bat. Bucknum covers the face, the kick and deal. Popped up sky high towards the middle infield. Day underneath it, and he makes the grab for out number 1. Bucknum has done a really good job, Ben, forcing that soft contact towards the middle infield. We've seen a lot of pop-ups today, just easy grabs for the YD infielders.
Yeah, he's attacked high in the zone with his fastball, and that's got these Hyannis hitters jumpy. They've pounced on it on that first pitch or second pitch, wherever it may be, and they've hit it up in the air.
First pitch on the way to Cam Smith for his second time around. Popped into shallow right field once again, and Day is there once again, just one pitch after his last one. Cook lost his hat sprinting in, and Dub Gleed stumbled a little bit backpedaling, but Day over from second, Mr. Reliable. 2 outs, 2 putouts from the second baseman brings up John Gazdar, the shortstop. Gazdar flew out his first time around. Wiggling the bat above his head, the first pitch lined into right field. Casey Cook is there, and that's out number 3, just a couple of pitches. Bucknum has yet to even break 30 total pitches through 3 innings. And we go to the top of the 4th. Another quick one, just 37 minutes of game time here so far in Hyannis. It's Perry Keatai and Ben Strober on the Cape League Broadcast Network.
Back here, top of the fourth at McKeon Park, the Red Sox and the Harbor Hawks are scoreless here. 4 hits for YD. They've stranded a runner at third base in the first 2 innings. They haven't been able to get at Darren Horn quite yet. Jacob Jenkins-Cowart will step into the box. The first at-bat of the top of the fourth. First pitch from Horn. Misses just outside on the fastball for ball 1. Jenkins-Cowart grounded out to the catcher. Back in that first inning to end the threat. Horn takes a breath at the belt. Here's the 1-0. Misses down and outside for ball 2.
Jenkins-Cowart had a nice at-bat his first time around. Got a lot of pitches, just missed contact at the end.
Jenkins-Cowart will watch ball 3 into the mitt of the catcher, Aaron Parker. That one missed low, and now a 3-0 count here to the center fielder. 3-0 pitch comes in. That one misses. It's a 4-pitch walk issued by Darren Horn, his first of the evening.
A nice bat flip from Jenkins-Cowart as he's on base for the second night in a row. He has come back with new energy and with a lot of motivation. Yesterday had a really, really good day. Today already on base in his second plate appearance, making his presence known after returning from his 2-week hiatus.
They'll bring up Paxton Kling. He swings at the first pitch. This one's crushed deep to left field. That one is way out of here. Paxton Kling, his first home run of the season. YD jumps out in front 2-0.
Oh man, what a hit from Paxton Kling. That was fun to watch. Everyone here knew it off the bat. And he takes his victory lap. The Red Sox lead 2-0.
Kling got that first pitch fastball from Horn, and he annihilated that ball, and Trey Lipsy could only watch it, didn't even track back to the wall. So that'll bring up Dub Gleed. He grounded out to short his first time up back in the second inning.
With about a 330-foot fence out there, I'd estimate that went at least 360 feet.
First pitch from Horn, fastball cut on and missed by Dub Gleed. 2-0 the score here, top of the fourth. From Hyannis, no one out, no one on base for Gleed. Horn comes set from the belt. Here's the 0-1. And the slurve just misses low at the knees for ball 1. On deck is Casey Cook for YD. Horn already out of the belt. Here's the 1-1. And cut on and miss again from Dub Gleed. The off-speed pitch fooled him. And the count 1-2.
These two that Gleed have swung on, he's just been out in front. They're nice-looking swings, but he's ahead of the pitch by a good margin.
Horn comes set. Here's the 1-2. Gleed takes it outside for ball 2. Dub Gleed's been swinging the bat really well for this YD team in recent weeks. Horn comes set. Here's the 2-2. This one swung on and missed down in the dirt, and that will be the second strikeout of the evening for Darren Horn, the first out here, top of the fourth.
A nice bounce back for Horn after giving up the long ball to Paxton Kling. Gleed has picked his moments well. He had a walk-off a couple nights ago on the sac fly, but overall at the plate, just 6 hits still on the season.
Horn comes set. Here's the first pitch to Casey Cook. This fastball misses on the inner half for ball 1. Casey Cook, the North Carolina attendee, grounded out to second his first time up. The second pitch comes in outside for ball 2, so already a 2-0 favorable count here to Cook. Horn working really fast here for Hyannis. Already into his set. Here's the 2-0 delivery. Cook lines one in the air to right field. Will Taylor moves over to his right. He'll come on and make the catch for the second out of the inning.
And that's a classic Casey Cook out because he has been putting the barrel to the ball and getting really, really good contact. He's just sending it straight to the outfielders. Yesterday, he did manage to find a gap. That one looked really, really good off the bat, but only needed to take a couple of steps out there in right field.
Top of the fourth, 2-0 the score. Red Sox lead. Connor Dykstra stands in. He grounded out his first time up. He'll take ball 1 outside. Horn already set. Oh, no, wait. Now comes for the kick in the 1-0. Dykstra fouls it back behind home plate for strike 1. Brady Day, the recent Atlanta Brave draftee, on deck for YD, the top of the order. Horn comes set at the belt. Here's the 1-1. A half swing by Dykstra is just dribbled towards first base. Austin Kelly picks it up and then somehow flips it over to Horn at first. What a really interesting play that was. It looked like he could have taken it to first himself. Instead, he flipped it to Horn. And that will retire the side here. So Paxton Kling, a big 2-run home run, the second at-bat of the inning to give YD the lead. We'll be back here for the bottom of the fourth on the Cape League Broadcast Network. Bottom of the fourth, YD with a 2-0 lead thanks to the Paxton Kling home run in the top half of the inning. Micah Bucknam is carving through this Hyannis order here, and Zachary York will be the one to lead things off for the Harbor Hawks here. Bucknam into his line. Here's the first pitch of the inning, and a fastball catches the inside corner for strike one. York flew out to left field his first time up. Bucknam has the sign, comes set. Here's the kick in the 0-1. York takes one at the knees. The looping curveball drops in for strike two.
What a pitch from Micah Bucknam. He is hammering the zone right now. Part of the reason his pitch count has been kept so low, Hyannis has been forced to swing early in these counts.
Bucknam already said here's the 0-2. The fastball misses way upstairs and outside. YD shifted over to the right side. Brady Day playing in right field right now. Max Vieira all the way the furthest right YD member. Xander Darby playing at the second base position where he's normally supposed to be at third. Here's the kick in the 1-2. Just missing at the knees on a fastball is York with a good take. That'll even the count at 2 apiece.
We've seen a couple of these Cape League umpires hesitant to called strike threes. We haven't seen one yet today, but we've seen very few strikeouts between these two pitchers combined.
Bucknam has the sign. Here comes the kick in the 2-2. And beating the shift is York. He'll line one into left field for a base hit. Vieira couldn't get over there in time. So a great piece of hitting from Zachary York. Just the second hit of the afternoon for the Harbor Hawks.
First baseman from Lipscomb, number 5.
Nicely curving through the air. YD had no chance on it. YD is a team that plays the analytics more than any other team in this league. They shift more aggressively than any other team in this league. This time, there were 3 on the right side of second, and they paid for it as Bucknam went opposite field. Excuse me, as York went opposite field against Bucknam.
That'll bring up Austin Kelly. He's the lone Harbor Hawk to strike out today to Bucknam. One on here, no one out, bottom of the fourth. It's 2-0 Red Sox. The first pitch comes in to Kelly. That one misses upstairs for ball one. Bucknam worked really quickly through those first 3 innings. He has the sign. He comes set. Here's the 1-0. Lined in the air towards right field and just foul.
That one would have spelled extra bases. A dangerous piece of contact from Kelly, but YD can take a breath as it dribbles just a couple feet beyond the line.
That'll even the count 1-1. Bucknam not paying too much attention to York. Not much of a speed threat on first base, 1-1 pitch comes in, and the miss is high and outside for ball 2. Kelly has struggled a little bit on the season, just 10 for 44 in his at-bats. But Hyannis looking to finally break through here, bottom 4. They trail 2-0. 2-1 pitch line to right. This one will get through the infield for a base hit. Cook has it, and that'll put runners on first and second with no one out.
Same kind of contact Kelly had on the last foul ball, straightens it out just a little bit. If there was a faster runner on first, that might have spelled runners on the corners, but York just jogged his way up over to second.
Zach Earhart will come to the plate. He singled back in the second, was stranded at second base. But now a chance here, two on base, 1 in scoring position here with no one out, bottom of the 4th. Hyannis trails in this one 2-0. They're looking to break through on Bucknam here in the 4th. Bucknam comes set. Here's the first pitch. A bunt laid down. Coming on it is Darby. He's going to try to let it go foul. The ball is still in play, and it sits on the line. It does not get any better than that from Zach Earhart. Put it right down the line, and it sat right on that third base line, and that'll load the bases with no one out.
That is the most perfect bunt I've seen all season, and I actually didn't think it had a chance of going foul. I'm kind of surprised it even made it over the line. It really didn't have a lot of speed on it. Darby could have had the play at first, instead took a risk, and that risk, the consequences of it are loaded bases.
It'll load the bases for Will Taylor. He grounded out to Bucknam back in the second inning, but here the bases loaded, and YD has a 2-0 lead, but very much in danger, too, in scoring position here, bottom 4.
Still no outs as well.
It's York on third, and Kelly on second, Earhart on first. Here's the first pitch to Will Taylor, cut on and missed on the fastball for strike 1. So Micah Bucknam in need of anything right here. You would trade a double play for a run here for sure. Bucknam comes set. Here's the 0-1 to Kelly. And the slurve upstairs just misses high for ball 1. Will Taylor looks to break through for this Hyannis squad. Hyannis been teetering around 500 most of this season. 2 points behind the Bourne Braves, who have been hot as of recently in that West Division. Here comes the 1-1 pitch, hit deep in the air to left center field. Going back on its cling, he makes the catch right at the base of the wall. This one plenty deep enough to score York. So it's a sacrifice fly for Will Taylor. He nearly put it out for a grand slam, but he'll get the job done, get the runner over to third base there as well, Austin Kelly. A really productive long fly out.
That ball actually carried a lot further than I thought it would off the bat. It's not as deep a center field here as we see at some other Cape League parks. Kling was all the way at the fence before he made that grab. The throw did hold up Zach Earhart, but a nice piece of hitting.
Runners on the corners here, 1 out, 2-1 the score. Bottom of the 4th, Trey Lipsy, the Ohio State Buckeye, walked his first time up. He stands in. Bucknam comes set. Here's the first pitch. He shows bunt. He pulls back as the fastball misses upstairs for ball 1. Earhart on first. Austin Kelly on third. Infield at double play depth. Vieira shaded just behind the second base bag. Bucknam from the stretch. Here's the 1-0. Shows bunt again, and Lipsy can't get this one down. It fouled back into the screen for strike 1. Beautiful night here just outside the Hyannis Harbor. Decent crowd has filled in here at McKeon Park as well. Hyannis trails 2-1. They look to even things up, though. 1 out here, runners on the corner. Bucknam comes from the stretch, will throw over to first to check on Earhart. Nothing doing there.
There is no force on Kelly on third, so the bunt would be a really good call here if Lipsy could lay it down, because it would force the decision to go for the tag play at home or just take the out at first.
Bucknam comes set. Here's the 1-1. Runner stopped and started. Dykstra back pick over to third. Back in time, however, is Kelly. The pitch missed upstairs for ball 2. So 2-1 the count to Trey Lipsy. Lipsy just needing to put one in the outfield here, likely would score Kelly and tie this game. Bucknam comes set. Here's the 2-1, runner goes. Dykstra will just hang on to that one. Smart play from the YD catcher. He will let Earhart take second base. It was a really good jump there from Earhart, no chance. And likely Kelly would have broke for home. So now 2 runners in scoring position, 3-1 the count to Trey Lipsy here with 1 out. 2-1 the score, bottom of the 4th. Lipsy with the open stance. Bucknam from the belt. Here's the 3-1. Pitch drops in on the off speed in there for strike 2. The count full at 3-2. Lipsy steps out for a moment. He comes back in. Bucknam has the sign from Dykstra. Here comes the payoff pitch. Hit in the air high, left side, in play. Xander Darby has the play in foul territory, and no one will be able to advance as a result. A really important out for Micah Bucknam. He gets Trey Lipsy to pop out behind third base.
That's the best result you can ask for in that at-bat. Bucknam battles back from the 3-1, throws 2 nice ones over the plate. Lipsy pops it up, and Darby kept his eyes on the field the whole time. Kelly had no chance of advancing, and Bucknam could work himself out of this jam now. Bases loaded, nobody out. There's 2 gone now, and only 1 run has come across.
Here's the first pitch to Aaron Parker. Good block as the pitch in the dirt missed. Dykstra keeping that runner in third at bay. It's runners on second and third with 2 out here. YD is clinging onto that 2-1 lead here, bottom 4. It's Austin Kelly on third, Zach Earhart, the center fielder, on second. Aaron Parker, the catcher, flew out to center his first time up. Bucknam set. Here's the 1-0. A big breaking ball cut on and missed by Parker for strike 1. One and 1 the count. Bucknam takes a long pause. Stands in, he stares at Parker. He comes set. Here's the 2-1, another breaking ball hit on the ground behind third base, and foul ball is the call as Darby makes the play over there at third, but that'll just be strike 2. Bucknam is 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning here with just the 1 run given up. The bases were loaded with no one out before the sacrifice fly from Will Taylor. The score is 2-1. Bucknam from the belt. The kick in the 1-2. Fastball just misses on the outside corner. A really gutsy take from Aaron Parker. Some of the YD fans here did not like the call. The count runs even at 2 apiece. Parker steps back in. Bucknam is set at the belt. The kick in the 2-2. And a breaking ball just misses low and outside. A good take by Aaron Parker, and the count runs full, 3-2. Bucknam once again from the belt. The payoff pitch. Hit sharply on the ground towards short. Vieira behind it. Throws over to first in time to retire Aaron Parker. So Micah Bucknam loaded the bases with no one out. Escapes with just 1 run given up. 2-1 the score as we head to the 5th here. You're listening on the Cape League Broadcast Network. Back here, top of the 5th inning. It was scoreless until that 4th. YD with 2, Harbor Hawks with 1. We'll have a new pitcher on the mound. The bullpen is where Hyannis goes here, top of the 5th. It's Jamie Arnold, the Tampa, Florida native out of Florida State. He'll face Brady Day to start this top of the 5th. The left-hander comes set. Here's the first pitch, a sidearm delivery, fastball in there for strike 1. Arnold on the season, the 2.51 ERA, 14.1 innings of work and 19 strikeouts. He comes set. Here's the 0-1, a curveball hit on the ground softly towards second. Up with it is Eric Snow. He'll throw to first in time to retire Day for out number 1. So a good start for Jamie Arnold, his first batter. Got out on 2 pitches, but that'll bring up Hunter Hines, the league leader in home runs and RBIs in the Cape. He singled back in the 3rd.
Arnold comes into today 1-1 with a 2.51 ERA.
Arnold throws the looping breaking ball in there to Hunter Hines on the outside corner for strike 1.
He has a really interesting sidearm delivery. Comes across slowly, but a very low release point.
Arnold has the sign. The left-hander comes set. Here's the 0-1. And taking a fastball, just missing inside is Hines to even the count at 1. Already in the line, Arnold hears the 1-1. Hines pops it up out of play behind home plate. The count moves 1-2. 1 out here in the top of the 5th. The YD Red Sox with a 2-1 lead over the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Jamie Arnold comes set. Here's the 1-2. Hines with a good take on the pitch in the dirt. And that'll run the count even at 2 apiece.
So this is Hines' 88th at-bat of the season. To put things into perspective with those 9 home runs, that's almost 1 home run in every 10 at-bats.
2-2 pitch is a fastball that misses outside, and Hines has worked a 3-2 count. One of the things about Hines, he's been so good this year, is working those full counts. And oftentimes pitchers come in with the fastball. Arnold comes set. Here's the payoff pitch to Hines. Hines stares the fastball. That one just misses outside, ball 4. Great at-bat by the YD designated hitter.
Really good plate discipline, and Hines has shown that all season. He likes to attack. He's always swinging for the fences, but he knows the difference between a ball and a strike, and he's really disciplined in holding off. He shows it there. He was down 1-2, takes a couple balls in a row, all of them close. None of those were egregiously off the plate.
That'll bring up Max Vieira, the YD shortstop. He singled his first time up. He'll take the first pitch inside for ball 1. Vieira was stranded at 3rd back in that 1st inning. Been one of the more reliable bats in this YD lineup, 293 batting average coming into today. Here's the 1-0 from Arnold, and the pitch gets away all the way to the backstop, and Hines will head to second base. So now a runner in scoring position for Max Vieira. Hines, not that much speed there at second base, so it would take a pretty slow hit ball that gets through the infield to score him there from second. Vieira's ahead in the count, 2-0, however. Top of the 5th. Arnold comes set. Here's the 2-0, and it's chopped foul behind home plate by Vieira for strike 1. The sun is starting to beam through on the right side of the field as it sets in that western direction. Beautiful evening here in Cape Cod, the Hyannis Harbor, just east of us. Arnold comes set. Here's the 2-1. Vieira fouls it away to the right side. Hits off the light post.
It's golden hour here at McKeon Park. Beautiful golden sheen setting over the field. I think we might have a good sunset on our hands. We'll have to wait and see.
Infield playing at a normal, reasonable depth. Arnold comes set. Here's the 2-2 pitch and swung on a miss on a changeup. And that's the first strikeout of the afternoon for Jamie Arnold. Max Vieira goes down for out number 2.
Xander Darby back for his 3rd time around. Now he's 1 for 2 today. Singled in his first time around, grounded out in his last.
Darby with the runner in scoring position here, 2 down. Arnold checks on Hines at second, comes set. Here's the first pitch. The sidearm delivery is fouled back on a fastball for strike 1. 5 hits on the afternoon for the Red Sox, 4 for the Hawks. It's 2-1 here in the top of the 5th. Jacob Jenkins-Coward stands on deck. Arnold set. Here's the 0-1. And another off-speed pitch had Darby out in front of it. It's missed for strike 2. Darby will have to shorten his approach here with 2 strikes, 0-2. Arnold has the sign, the kick in the 0-2 pitch. Fastball just misses outside, no delayed strike 3 call from Michael Hinojosa.
And that's one of a couple that we've seen today I really think could have gone as a called strike 3. There's been some that have benefited YD and some that have benefited Hyannis.
Arnold comes set, here's the 1-2. Darby hits it the other way towards left field. That one will drop just in foul territory, about 5 feet from being extra bases.
That looked straighter off the bat, continued to curve through the air, so it was far into foul territory, but nice contact on a 2-strike count.
Hines will have to walk back over to second base. Infield playing straight up for the UC Santa Barbara attendee. Arnold checks on Hines. Here comes the 1-2. Darby out and misses the second strikeout in a row, and that's how the top of the 5th will end. YD gets Hines over to second base, but they can't do anything with it. 2-1 your score. The Red Sox lead over the Hawks here on the Cape League Baseball Network. Bottom of the 5th inning here from McKeon Park. 2-1, the YD Red Sox lead over the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Connor O'Hara will enter the game for the Red Sox out of the bullpen, and he'll face Eric Snow, who grounded out to second his first time up. O'Hara, who attends and plays baseball at Florida Gulf Coast. The first pitch in there high for ball 1 on the fastball.
O'Hara has pitched 11.1 innings in relief and has a 1.59 ERA through that time.
Been one of the more reliable relievers for this YD team, and the fastball on the second pitch is fouled back into the screen for strike 1. O'Hara has the sign. Comes set. Here's the 1-1, and the pitch misses inside for ball 2.
As you said, Ben, O'Hara's been here since the beginning of the season. He's been reliable. He's one of the fastest throwing guys on YD's team. In the early weeks of the season, he was in the CCBL top 10 list in velocity.
Third pitch of the at-bat, or excuse me, fourth pitch from O'Hara, misses on a fastball low and outside. 3-1 the count. Eric Snow works it into his favor. O'Hara working quickly. He comes set. Here's the 3-1. Cut on and missed on the changeup, and the count runs full at 3-2. O'Hara set. He stands in. Eric Snow. He's ready. The 3-2 misses upstairs and inside on the fastball for ball 4. So a leadoff walk issued by Connor O'Hara here in the bottom of the 5th. And that'll bring up the very dangerous Cam Smith. He's hit the ball hard twice. He's 0 for 2, both flyouts. One of them actually a pop out behind second base, but the first one hit very hard at Casey Cook and right. Cam Smith been one of the best hitters in all of the CCBL. Runner on first here in the bottom of the 5th for him. O'Hara comes set. Here's the first pitch. Smith takes it outside on the fastball for ball 1.
That was just the second free pass of the day dealt out by YD pitching.
And John Riola, the pitching coach for YD, will come out and have a chat with Dykstra and O'Hara. O'Hara didn't walk too many batters in his 11.1 innings of work coming into today, just 5 compared to 10 strikeouts. But they'll talk things over here with Cam Smith at the plate. 4 home runs for Smith, 12 RBIs, a 326 average. I mean, he's just been one of the more dangerous hitters on this Hyannis team. And Perry, if you remember back to when YD played Hyannis back on July 5th, it was with the bases loaded. Smith came up and ended the game. He hit the ball really hard, and a lot of people in the stadium at Red Wilson thought it was gone, and it just settled at the base of the wall in Enzo Apodaca's glove to end the game.
That was definitely a dramatic moment.
Mound visit over. O'Hara back to work. He has the sign, comes set. Here's the kick in the 1-0. Missing inside with the fastball. Ahead in the count, 2-0 is Cam Smith. Cam Smith does his normal 2 taps on home plate before he gets ready. O'Hara into a set from the belt. Here's the 2-0. Smith chops at the ground, bounces up high. Darby will field it in foul territory. Very good play by Darby to touch it right at the exact moment it needed to be touched for a foul ball.
He held his glove down by his shoes on the left side of the foul line as well, just to signal to the umpire where that ball was caught. It was slightly missed contact from Smith, but just due to the location, it would have been a really tough play to make for Darby in the field.
Smith will trot back over to home plate. On first base is Eric Snow. YD with the 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning from McKeon Park. Final line for Micah Bucknam was 4 innings pitched, 4 hits, and just the 1 earned run and just 1 walk. O'Hara from the belt. Here comes the 2-1. Missing outside with the fastball once again. Dykstra had to reach all the way out to stop it. It's 3-1.
O'Hara has been struggling to locate here early in his appearance. Doesn't want to put 2 on with 2 free passes.
Here comes the 3-1, and that one misses well outside for ball 4. An easy 5-pitch walk for Cam Smith. And 2 on for the Hawks here and no one out. O'Hara in a bit of trouble out of the bullpen.
Shortstop from Austin P, number 14,
John Gazdar, 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts, will come to the plate for the Hawks. Wind blowing a little bit from right to left. 2 on here, no one out for John Gazdar. O'Hara from the belt. Gazdar shows bunt. He can't get it down. It's fouled back behind the plate. So you'd expect Gazdar to try it at least one more time to put those runners into scoring position. And O'Hara, mindful of that, signals something to Max Vieira at short.
Gazdar has had a lot of sacrifice hits and bunts in his career. He had 15 of them in 2023 for Austin Peay, so used to putting it down at the plate.
O'Hara set. He'll throw back at second just to check on Eric Snow. Snow is back in with a head first dive. So we'll see if Gazdar tries to put down the bunt once again. 0-1 the count. Bottom of the fifth, 2-1 YD leads. O'Hara set at the belt. Deep breath comes in. Gazdar shows bunt. This one gets down at third base. Darby comes in. His only play is at first, and he'll get Gazdar there, but a perfect sacrifice bunt for John Gazdar. 2 runners now in a scoring position for the Hawks. So Zachary York singled and scored back in the 4th inning. He came in on that super long fly ball from Will Taylor that nearly left for a grand slam. The tying run now 90 feet away for the Harbor Hawks. York just has to put one in play pretty much. Infield playing in on the corners. It's Eric Snow on third, Cam Smith on second. Here comes the first pitch. York hits this one in the air high to left field. Jenkins Cowart camping under it, tagging is Snow, and he'll have to hold up. A perfect throw in from Jenkins Cowart is cut off by Darby. Nicely done by that YD defense. That's the second out of the inning.
That ball held up in the air just enough that it was shallow enough that Jenkins Cowart had to play at the plate. He was ready the second it was in his glove, and wisely Hyannis held up at third. Would rather hold that out off the board than potentially end the inning with 2 runners still on.
So still the 2 in scoring position, but now 2 out, so anything can help O'Hara escape here. Austin Kelly, who singled his last time up, he's 1 for 2 on the day, and it looks like YD is going to go with the intentional pass here for Kelly. First base was open, so figures that Scott Pickler made this decision here. So our first intentional free pass of the day, that'll bring up Zach Earhart, who's been dangerous in this one, 2 for 2. He singled his last time up in the 4th and back in the 2nd.
It's a really interesting choice from Coach Pickler. I understand it puts the force in play, so theoretically anything in the infield is easier, but Earhart has had a really good day at the plate so far, and this just puts more people on base to score potentially.
First pitch to Earhart is a fastball just finding the lower edge of the zone for strike 1. O'Hara looking to escape this inning unscathed after putting the first 2 on. Bottom of the 5th, YD protecting a 2-1 lead here in Hyannis. O'Hara stares in, Snow on third, Smith on second. The kick in the 0-1. Cut on and missed, way out in front of it was Earhart, and O'Hara is 1 pitch away from escaping. Dykstra puts down the sign behind home plate. Earhart looking to tie this game up. The kick, the 0-2. Fastball, called strike 3. The backwards K from Connor O'Hara sets down the Harbor Hawks after he put the first 2 on. We'll head to the 6th. A phenomenal job from the YD bullpen to keep things in the lead for him. We are flying here at McKeon Park. Already the top of the 6th, and the Red Sox still hold a 2-1 lead from their 2 fourth-inning runs. And Jacob Jenkins-Cowart will be the one to lead things off here in the 6th. Jamie Arnold back out for a second inning of work for the Harbor Hawks. Jenkins-Cowart is 0 for 1 with a walk on the day. The first pitch is cut on the air towards left field, into the corner. This one just drops foul to the left of the left field foul pole.
Similar to Darby, it was fair initially and curved through the air, just dropped foul, but nice contact on the first pitch. And unfortunately for Jenkins-Cowart, just couldn't stay in fair territory.
Jenkins-Cowart was a huge part of that 6-2 victory over the Harwich Mariners yesterday. That gave YD a 2.5-game cushion in the East Division. 3 hits on the day for him. He came around to score 2 times as well. Arnold already has the sign. Here's the 0-1. Jenkins-Cowart grounds this one sharply towards short. Up with it is Gazdar, and he'll throw over, and on one hop, picked out by Austin Kelly for out number 1.
Hyannis was shifted nicely in defense. That one was pretty close up the middle, but Gazdar was right there, didn't even have to move. And Kelly scooped it on the one hop. So what looked promising in that first foul ball ends up in out number 1.
That'll bring up Paxton Kling. He had the 2-run home run, the only 2 YD runs of the day back in the 4th. Arnold comes set. Here's the first pitch. Kling takes the fastball outside for ball 1. And Kling got a first pitch fastball back in that 4th inning, and Trey Lipsy out in the left field couldn't even move, had to just watch it the entire way. 1-0 pitch coming in high on the fastball and well outside as well from Arnold. Already a 2-0 count for Arnold.
Across the league, Harwich got blown out by Katuitt today, 6-1. The Kettleers are rolling, and that extends YD's
The 2-0 pitch misses outside.
potentially extends YD's lead in the East.
So Arnold being extra careful with Kling. Really dangerous out of that 6-hole slot today. He comes set. Here's the 3-0. Kling had the red light. He'll take a fastball in there for strike 1. And now we'll see ahead in this count 3-1 if Arnold comes back in and challenges Kling. Infield playing deep. Here comes the 3-1, and Kling just a little bit out in front of the fastball. He misses to run the count full 3-2. Kling steps out the box for a moment and now steps back in. Arnold comes set, the 3-2 delivery. Poke towards the right side, diving is Kelly. He can't make the play behind first base. It's a foul ball. A really nice effort by Austin Kelly, who tried to make the play in front of the first base umpire, Joe Cruz, and it just came off the tip of his glove. So another chance here for Paxton Kling. Arnold has the sign. He comes set. Here's the 3-2. Misses outside, ball 4. A good at-bat by Paxton Kling. He went ahead 3-0, and he winds up walking here with 1 out. So 1 out here in the 6th. YD leads 2-1. That'll bring up Dub Gleed, who is 0 for 2 on the day. Arnold stares in at the runner on first, now comes in with the first pitch fastball to Gleed. That one in there for strike 1.
Gleed 0 for 2 today, went down swinging his last time up, grounded out in the 2nd.
Arnold comes set. Here's the 0-1. Gleed takes it way inside for ball 1. Gleed has slotted himself as pretty much this everyday first baseman for this YD team. Hines, a lot of the times in that designated hitter role, the 1-2 punch of those two has been phenomenal. Here's the 1-2, and it misses, or excuse me, the 1-1 misses inside to make the count 2-1 to Dub Gleed.
To be fair, Hines hasn't been playing in the field because he hasn't been playing at all these past couple games, but he's done a really nice job over at first when he was in the field.
Arnold comes set. Here's the 2-1. Kling takes off, and a ball chopped to the right side. This one's going to get through. Kling will head over to third. Gleed will stay right there at first. A really nice piece of hitting, taking it the other way by Dub Gleed. The hit and run executed to perfection for the Red Sox.
Kling was sprinting full speed around third. He wanted it, and I thought he had a chance at it. But He did hold up at Coach Pickler's stop sign, shook his head a little bit. I think he just, feeling the heat of the moment, wanted to tell his coach, hey, coach, I got this. I want to come around and score. But now it's on the shoulders of Casey Cook to bring him home.
So YD ahead 2-1, but a lead runner on third base here with one out. Casey Cook pretty much just has to avoid hitting into a double play or striking out to bring in Kling from third. And it looks like we're going to have a visit here from Eric Beatty, and this might be Arnold's day. We'll see.
We've already said that Hyannis is a bullpen team. Yesterday they brought out 6 total pitchers. They've had one warming up in the pen. It looks like he might make his way over here, or maybe that he's just starting to warm up. That's a righty out there.
Right-hander warming up in the bullpen. Can't see who it is exactly from here. But Eric Beatty is taking his time with this mound visit. A little bit of a game breakdown. It was a pretty quickly going game through those first 3 innings. YD finally broke through on the Paxton Kling home run, and then the Harbor Hawks responded with a sacrifice fly back in the 4th. It's 6 hits for the Red Sox, 4 for the Harbor Hawks. Hasn't been too many walks in this game, just a couple on each side, and it looks like Arnold will stay in the game to face Casey Cook.
That looks like Eli Trop out there in the bullpen for the Harbor Hawks, the righty out of UPenn. They had a really fun run to watch in the NCAA tournament. They almost made it through their regional. Had some exciting victories, but came up a little bit short, the Quakers.
So it doesn't get much better than this. We'll have a lefty-on-lefty matchup. Arnold comes set, the first pitch, the fastball in there for strike 1. Runners on the corners here, 1 out. YD with a 2-1 lead in the top of the 6th. Arnold checks on the runner at first. Here comes the 0-1. Softly hit towards short. They'll throw over to second for 1. That's all they'll get. Kling comes in to score. It's an RBI fielder's choice for Casey Cook. He gets the job done. 3-1 YD with the lead.
All you got to do in that situation is put it in play. That's exactly what Cook did, and it was hit softly enough. He had the speed to beat it out down the line. There was no chance at the double play for the Harbor Hawks. YD doubles their lead. It's 3-1.
So that'll bring up Connor Dykstra. 2 ground outs to third today. And he'll take the first one on the inside edge for strike 1. Cook on first base after the RBI fielder's choice. Here comes the 0-1 from Arnold. Chopped on the ground towards first. Right at Austin Kelly. He'll grab it and he'll step on first to retire the side. But a really nice job by the Red Sox. They tack on 1 and they lead 3-1 as we head to the back half of the 6th here on the Cape League Baseball Network. Back half of the 6 here from McKeon Field. It's been a pretty good one so far. YD Red Sox hold a 3-1 lead over the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Connor O'Hara out of the YD bullpen will come in for his second inning of work here. He'll face Will Taylor, who had the sacrifice fly back in the 4th. O'Hara comes set. Here's the first pitch, and it nearly hits Will Taylor up in the helmet. Just ducks out of the way for ball 1. Beautiful night here in Hyannis. Sun starting to set to our west. O'Hara at the belt. He comes set. Here's the 1-0. Fouled back into the screen for strike 1. O'Hara put the first 2 batters he faced on back in that 5th inning, and he really had to battle after the sacrifice bunt. Put 2 in scoring position, and he escaped that with no runs given up. Really great job from the right-hander. He comes set. Here's his 1-1 and misses upstairs for ball 2. So Will Taylor hit the ball just in front of the 379 sign back in the 4th. Kling made the catch and ended up being a sacrifice fly instead of almost a grand slam. The 2-1 pitch misses upstairs with a fastball for ball 3. So O'Hara already in danger of putting another leadoff runner on. Will Taylor ahead 3-1. O'Hara from the belt. Here's the pitch. Check swing, appeal to first base. They'll say he did go. That'll run the count full, 3-2. Good comeback pitch by Connor O'Hara. Now the count full at 3-2. At the belt, he has the sign. The kick and the payoff pitch. Skied in the air towards center. Kling takes 2 steps back in, and he'll now camp under it and make the catch for out number 1.
Good stuff from O'Hara. Gets behind and the count, works his way back, forces that check swing. Got a bit of a lucky call there. He did go around, but just by a couple millimeters.
So that'll bring up Trey Lipsy. He is 0 for 1 with a walk on this afternoon. He was stranded at second, back in the 2nd. O'Hara comes set, first pitch, chopped towards first, right at Dub Gleed. He makes the play behind the bag. He'll come and tap on first base for out number 2. So 2 quick outs for O'Hara after falling behind 3-1 to Will Taylor.
Gleed's glove work at first has been really good. You can't underestimate the difficulty of fielding any ball like that. Bounces a couple of times. You never know how it's going to kick off the dirt, but Gleed just squares himself behind it, protects it with his body, and gets the 1 unassisted.
The Hyannis catcher, the right-hander Aaron Parker, stands in. He's 0 for 2. O'Hara comes set. The first pitch misses inside on the fastball for ball 1. 3-1 the score here from Hyannis. 2 runs in the 4th inning thanks to the Paxton Kling home run, and then 1 coming on the Casey Cook fielder's choice in the top half of this inning. O'Hara from the belt. Here's the 1-0, and that one runs in, and it hits Parker onto the hands. So the third 3-pass of the evening for Connor O'Hara. It's a 2-out base runner for the Harbor Hawks.
Parker, one of few batters that does not wear the elbow guard. That one came close to clipping him on the funny bone, but did not. He takes a base.
2 outs here in this bottom of the 6th. Eric Snow, who is 0 for 1 with a walk. He was stranded at 3rd, back in the 5th. And I'll stand in. O'Hara checks the runner off first. Now has the sign, the kick, and the first pitch. Skied to the right side. Gleed tracking it, and it'll sail just out of play for strike 1.
Snow 0 for 1 with a walk. Hyannis is just making their way through their 3rd time in the order. Brady Day will lead off for the Red Sox when they come to the plate.
Snow was on 3rd, back in the 5th when O'Hara got a huge strikeout of Zach Earhart looking to end that threat. O'Hara has the sign. Here's the 0-1. He misses on the slider outside for ball 1. Clean game defensively so far. No errors on either side. 10 hits combined. YD with the 6. Hyannis with 4. 1-1 the count here. 2 out, bottom 6. Swinging a sharply hit ground ball right at Vieira. He'll throw to Day at 2nd, and he'll get that lead runner to retire the side. We'll head to the 7th inning. We're flying through this one at McKeon Park. The Red Sox with a 3-1 lead over the Harbor Hawks. Perry Kitai will take you the rest of the way.
Top of the 7th and the 4th time through the order for YD as we have a new pitcher on the mound. For Hyannis, first pitch to Brady Day is in the dirt for ball 1. It's Eli Trop out of UPenn. The righty. The second pitch lined up the middle, but Gazdar was shifted over, gets it on the one hop, and Day can't beat it out. What would have been a base hit with any other infield formation is instead a 6-3 putout for the first in the top of the 7th. Hyannis has done a really good job playing their analytics and catching YD in the spots YD has been known to hit. First pitch to Hunter Hines, swung on and missed ahead of the off speed. Hines 1 for 2. He also walked in his last time around after working a full count and taking a very close ball 4. The 0-1 sails above his head and above Parker's head, but nobody aboard to take advantage. It's 1-1. The sun is just dropping below the horizon. I'm disappointed. I was hoping we'd have one of those cotton candy cloud sunsets, but that's not the case. Just gray with the lights on. Counts 1-1 with 1 gone in the top of the 7th. Hines is set in the lefty box. The 1-1 on the way. Swung on and missed again ahead of the off speed. Trop is just fooling Hines to start things off. Counts 1-2. Vieira on deck. Hines now set again. Hands above the knob, the pitch. A called strike 3 at the bottom of the zone. Hines watches it go by. He thought it would drop a little bit more likely, but instead just hangs up there around the knees. First called strikeout of the day for the Harbor Hawks. First strikeout for Eli Trop. Brings up Max Vieira, the righty. He's 0 for 3 today. Actually 1 for 3 today. I had originally scored that as an error, as I think it maybe should have been, but it was ruled a hit. And ball 1 can't be framed up by Parker. So it's 1-0 with 2 gone. Xander Darby on deck. YD's at the top of their order. Vieira wiggling the tan bat. The kick and deal from Trop. Bounce on the one hop to Smith, twirls around, spins, gets the throw. And that's a quick 3 for the Harbor Hawks. We head to the stretch in a record hour and 40 minutes here at McKeon Park. It's Perry Keatai and Ben Strober on the Cape League Broadcast Network. Hyannis back to the top of the order, only their 3rd time through. In the bottom of the 7th, Connor O'Hara is back on the bump, and Connor Dykstra's battery mate behind the plate. I love when there's some matching names going on. It's always fun. I'm a big fan of alliterations, too. O'Hara set from the stretch. The first pitch to Smith falls over the middle of the plate for strike 1. Smith in matching Hyannis gear, blue and orange gloves, blue and orange cleats. For those blue and orange uniforms, the 0-1 from O'Hara ripped into left field. Jenkins Cowart chasing back. It bounces once off the wall into his glove. Smith going for extra bases. The throw to second is close. Day can't scoop her, and Smith slides in safely on his head. A leadoff double for Hyannis. That ball was crushed off the bat of Cam Smith. He's been due for a hit. His average just tells you so, and there it was.
Yeah, and he's the kind of guy that can change the game with one swing of the bat, and that's exactly what he just did right there. Now the situation all that more tense for Connor O'Hara, having to work with the runner in scoring position and no one out here.
John Gazdar laid down a sacrifice bunt his last time at the plate. We might see him do so again here, as Smith takes a big lead over at second. Nobody really protecting the bag. O'Hara turns around, checks on him, kicks, steals. Inside for ball 1 on Gazdar. He's 0 for 3 with 2 flyouts, in addition to that bunt. YD still leads 3-1 in the bottom of the 7th. Nobody gone. Gazdar wiggling that bat with his hands at his helmet. Now loads in the righty box. The pitch comes inside again, and it is called a hit by pitch. Skimmed him on the elbow guard. Second batter beamed from O'Hara. Runners on first and second. Nobody gone for Zach York.
O'Hara's struggled to locate that fastball on the inner half. He's tried to put it in on the right-handed batters the past couple of innings, and now 2 hits batsmen and just really struggling to find the zone with that exact pitch.
Zach York steps into the lefty box. He's 1 for 3. He also came around to score Hyannis' lone run of the day. O'Hara now set, the force in play. First pitch is a pickoff move, bounced in the dirt, nicely scooped by Vieira. Could have been dangerous if it got away.
Surprised Vieira even saw that. He was screened by Cam Smith right there, and that's a heck of a play by the shortstop to keep that ball from going into center field. Look how far back Kling was playing there.
Dykstra jogs out to have a chat. There is someone in the bullpen for YD. From my vantage point, it looks like it could either be Leighton Finley or Jason Doktorzik, but I can't quite see. It is a righty. I think it's Leighton Finley, number 31. But O'Hara is back and Dykstra is behind the plate. It is Finley warming up, the Georgia Bulldog. 2 runners aboard, fresh count for Zach York. First pitch on the way. Falls off the plate for ball 1. Looked really good out of the hand, but no call from our home plate umpire. York swinging that bat in circles. Now has it vertical. O'Hara, the free hand swinging, now set at the belt. Into the wind, he delivers. Low, nice grab from Dykstra, 2-0. Smith and Gazdar take their leads. Darby is in on the corner waiting for that potential bunt. The third baseline completely unprotected. Another pickoff towards first. Gets passed into center field, and Cam Smith takes third. The throw was low again from O'Hara, and this time Vieira can't block it. If it was just a little higher, he might have had the chance at the tag. But a mistake from O'Hara advances both of the runners. Count's still 2-0 for York. There's no more forced, and there's still no outs for the 2 runners in scoring position.
It's a big spot for O'Hara here. Got to see how he works through a little bit of adversity here.
O'Hara, the deep breath, the 2-0. Off the plate again. York with the hitter's count, 3-0. This feels like a really pivotal moment in this game. YD has had it, but Hyannis has been threatening throughout. It's only 3-1. YD's been clinging to the lead. 3-0 at the shoulders. Ball 4, bases loaded. Ironically, after that walk, it's Austin Kelly coming back to the plate, who was intentionally walked his last time around. That worked out for Coach Pickler after Connor O'Hara bounced back and had a 3-pitch strikeout to retire the side a couple innings ago. Time is called. Dykstra will head out to the mound to check on O'Hara. No movement from the YD bullpen, interestingly enough, after O'Hara's given up a lot of free passes. And here comes Coach Pickler. Just wanted to give Finley a couple more minutes to warm up. He's throwing pretty hard out there in the pen, and it looks like O'Hara's day might be coming to an end. Really not his best outing of the season, which has been solid and consistent so far, but today was anything but consistent. He struggled to locate those pitches around the zone. 2 hit batters, a couple of walks on top of that. He's managed to keep Hyannis off the board, but Leighton Finley will come in inheriting a bases-loaded jam, nobody out. Second time that situation has been the case for YD today. Last time they escaped with just 1 run scored. And as Finley jogs to the mound, we'll head to a quick break, give him some time to get settled up there. No outs, bottom of the 7th. YD leads 3-1 at McKeon Park on the Cape League Broadcast Network. Fresh count for Austin Kelly with the bases loaded, and he faces Leighton Finley, the righty out of Georgia. Finley's had a solid season in relief so far for the Red Sox. He's only come in relief, been here since day 1, opening day on June 9th. He's working from the stretch. First pitch on the way, popped up towards foul territory. Darby sprinting back on it, and there won't be a play. Likely a good choice to hold off regardless, because that would have scored a run on the tag. Count 0-1 now for Austin Kelly.
You know, with the runner on third, sometimes you have to let the ball drop in foul territory in order to not surrender that run. That ball way out of reach from Darby and Jenkins Cowart, though.
It would have been an uncomfortable turn, and there would have been no play. You'd rather just take the strike against the count and trust your pitcher. Big leads, especially from Gazdar at second. Nobody over there protecting him. Pickoff towards first. Sails high. Casey Cook now playing first. Gleed no longer over there. Nathan Archer in right field. Kling still in center, and Jenkins Cowart still in left. So Gleed has been taken out of the game. Archer had 2 RBI singles yesterday. The 0-1 at the head. Count evens up 1-1 for Austin and Kelly. Looks like I might have spoken too soon. The clouds are clearing and we're getting some orange clouds. I might have the sunset I was still holding out for. To be determined. Counts 1-1. Bases loaded. Bottom of the 7th. YD clinging to a 3-1 lead. Finley delivers. Chopped on the ground towards second. No play at home. The bag is tapped over at second. Vieira smothered it on the ground. Day picked it up and got the force out at second. The umpire is not calling it out at second, even though Day definitely had the ball and tagged the bag. A run came across the score, so it's 3-2. But right now, all 3 Hyannis runners are on board. I would be absolutely shocked if Zach York stays on base right now, because Brady Day clearly picked up the ball, tagged the bag at second. There was no more play at first.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they really could be calling here. And the Hyannis manager, Beatty, is the one who's out there trying to get an explanation, but the call is working in his favor in the moment. Or maybe he's just trying to plead his case for York to be at second, and now we're going to have a visit from the umpires.
This would honestly be appalling if Zach York was still on second. Day clearly tagged the bag. It was still an unfortunate mishap. Vieira could not get that off the hop. I mean, it was a nice piece of hitting from Kelly. He bounced it in the dirt right in front of home plate. It took a really high hop, so there was no chance on the play at home. Made its way over to second, and York, who is, quite frankly, the slowest runner on the team, any other person probably would have been safe, but I do think Day beat him to the bag. The umpire is still in a conference in between first and second right now. It'll be Zach Earhart, the center fielder, coming up to bat, either with the bases loaded or with runners on the corners.
And this could have really high implications here. Obviously, that run scores on the bouncing ball, so it's a 1-run game.
And they call the runner safe at second? Now Coach Pickler is out of the dugout to argue his case with a smile on his face, because I am shocked at the turn of events we've just witnessed.
I'm not sure if they're going to score. I guess they're scoring that in E4 in the books here. But now this changes a lot of stuff. Now no one out. And still the 2 runners in scoring position for Hyannis. And it could have been a double play. Would have ended the inning there with 1 out. And now a lot of things can bring home this tying run for the Harbor Hawks.
I have no idea what he's seeing. Brady Day is upset at this. And honestly, the fact that it's being scored in E4, I thought, if anything, it would have been an E6 because it was Vieira who got to the ball first. It bounced out of his glove. Day picked it up, tapped the bag. He definitely beat York there. So unless they're saying he somehow missed the bag, that's really the only possible call. Coach Pickler getting the explanation, but they've already met. They've already made their decision, so I doubt we'll see it overturned. So it looks like Hyannis will cut into the lead, and it will be 3-2 with the bases still loaded. The most unfortunate outcome to that at-bat. And that is the case. So Zach Earhart stepping into the righty box with a fresh count, trying to put his team in the lead, or at least tie the game. Seems like that might have actually been an obstruction call on Brady Day. First pitch popped into center field. Kling underneath it. Makes the grab. The throw to home is a bomb. Dykstra, it gets over his head, backed up nicely by Finley, but what a throw from Paxton Kling. He actually somehow overthrew home plate in the air from deep center field. But the tying run comes across to score. Earhart, the sac fly, scores one, and it's a tie ball game at McKeon Park.
That was a heck of a throw from Kling. It really came in. It looked like they might have a chance to get Gazdar at the plate, but just a little bit too deep. He was probably about 345 feet away where he made that throw from.
Will Taylor at the plate, runners on the corners. And he swings and misses at the first pitch for strike one. There's now one gone. The score is 3-3, and things have gotten interesting here in the bottom of the seventh. Finley trying to work his way out of this without inflicting any more damage. The second pitch swung on and missed again. Finley throwing heat over the plate. 0-2 to Will Taylor, who's 0 for 3 today. 2 flyouts and a ground out. York on third. And this one would have to be hit really deep for York to tag and score. On the ground, could likely come across the pitch. Inside, Dykstra pump fakes towards first but holds off. It's 1-2. Finley back to the mound. Taylor swinging his bat, now set at the shoulder. Gives it another circle for good measure. Finley tapping his foot. The 1-2 popped up towards foul territory. Cook underneath it by first base, and that's out number 2. No runners advance, and Finley just 3 strikes away, 1 out away from leaving this a tie ball game heading into the 8th.
It's a high-pressured spot for Finley, and so far he's done a pretty nice job having to gate through the jam that he inherited.
Finley taking his time. Trey Lipsy at the plate. The first pitch to him drops inside for ball 1. 1-0 with 2 gone. Runners on the corners. York the lead runner. I was going to say lead off, and that's not the right word. The lead runner at third. Kelly on first. The 1-0 bounces in the dirt, gets past Dykstra. And it hit him, actually. It went off Lipsy's foot. So that actually keeps a run from scoring. The bases are loaded again, but York, who thought he would score on the passed ball, actually forced to retreat to third. And it's Aaron Parker, who's 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch his last time up. Bases loaded, 2 gone, trying to put his team in the lead. Finley given the play ball signal. YD infield backed up to the grass. Cook guarding the runner at first. The pitch, high and away for ball 1. The outfield playing at the warning track. Pinched in slightly towards the middle. There's a lot of space on this left side between Jenkins Cowart and the foul pole. The 1-0 at the shoulders for ball 2. The Hyannis dugout goading Aaron Parker, cheering him on, trying to get into Finley's head. The runners have their leads, albeit small. Day all the way behind third base, or second base. Cook at first, huge hole in the infield. The pitch, ball 3 at the letters. Finley is at risk of walking home the go-ahead run. This is probably the most important pitch of the ball game so far. The 3-0 right down the middle. A fastball over the plate for strike one. Finley making it a competitive at-bat. Three and one, 2 outs, bases loaded. Tied 3-3 in the bottom of the 7th. The 3-1 popped up behind us, out of play. Thought that might head towards the infield. Instead, it's a full count. And the drama, the anticipation just continues to build.
Here we go, Perry. Sun setting behind us. Biggest pitch of the game coming up. You can't really ask for anything better than this.
Finley taking a couple of deep breaths as Parker gets settled in the righty box. Ball in the glove at the letters. The kick, the payoff. Pushed foul once again. The YD faithful cheering on the Georgia hurler. The leads are taken. Parker swinging it below his knees, now settled into his stance. Finley shuffling back and forth. Deep breath, another 3-2. Swung on and missed. Parker goes down swinging. Finley strands the bases loaded, and we head to the top of the 8th, tied at McKeon Park. Things are getting exciting here as we've reached the last 2 innings, and YD will go 4-5-6. Xander Darby leads off when we're back on the Cape League Broadcast Network. Three to three, top of the 8th. Xander Darby leading off. It is tight here on a beautiful night in Hyannis. Eli Trop back up. First pitch to Darby falls outside for ball 1. Jacob Jenkins Coward on deck. Darby's had a 1-for-3 day. Started off with a well-hit single, since then been hitless with a ground out and a strikeout swinging. Trop, the righty, kicks, delivers below the knees, and Darby's off to a 2-0 count. Cam Smith pushed really far over, almost towards where a shortstop would be. Gazdar shaded towards second as the first strike comes in on the off speed on the outside half of the plate. Gazdar shaded towards second, Snow shaded towards first. The 2-1 away, and it's 3-1. Six hits apiece for both of these teams. Darby wiggling the bat in the lefty box. The 3-1, ball 4, gets all the way to the backstop. The leadoff for YD is on board. Jacob Jenkins Cowart steps into the lefty box. He'll try to advance him.
That was huge for the Red Sox. Coming off that inning there in the bottom of the 7th, the Hawks getting those 2 runs back. It's really important that they find a way to respond here in this 8th inning, and that's a great way to start. Hyannis loves to play from behind. We know YD likes to do that as well. Can YD respond after Hyannis comes back is the real question.
Jenkins Cowart set. First pitch to him, a fastball off the plate. 1-0 to the 6'5" lefty out of ECU. One of the few on the team to sport the high socks and the knee pants. The 1-0 popped foul, a big swing from Jenkins Cowart, evens the count 1-1. YD superfan Gary has won the 50-50 behind us. If anything's a good sign, it's that. 1-1's the count to Jenkins Cowart. Drop into the wind, the pitch, swung on and missed, gets him on the breaking ball. Drops below the zone, Jenkins Cowart goes chasing, it's 1-2. Paxton Kling, home run hitter of the day, on deck. YD in the middle of their order, and Jenkins Cowart is set. His 6'5" frame made a lot smaller. Loaded up, the 1-2. Pushed foul once again off the pole on that left side bleachers. Not a very crowded day here at McKeon Park, but those who aren't here are missing a good one. Count remains 1-2 with nobody gone. Darby on first. 3-3, top of the 8th. Trop delivers. Line foul up the third baseline again. Jenkins Cowart has gone there twice today on the foul balls now. Both of them have looked really good off the bat. If he can straighten that out, it would look really good for the Red Sox. Count's still 1-2.
He took 2 for hits the other way yesterday, so he's done a really nice job just staying within himself and taking those outer half pitches and putting them out the other way.
Especially right now, that third base line really unprotected. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. The breaking ball from Trop below the knees. Cowart goes chasing, and that's out number 1. A couple of really nice pitches get the swing and miss from Eli Trop, and Paxton Kling, the righty, steps into the box for his 4th time through the order.
Got a nod of approval from Jenkins Cowart on that curveball he just struck out with. He knows it was a good pitch.
Nathan Archer on deck. The first pitch to Kling over the plate for strike 1. Archer has come into the game to replace Dub Gleed. Cook came in from right field to play at first. Archer out in right field replacing him. Trop, the nod, kick, deal, away. It's 1-1. Darby takes signs from Coach Pickler. Cam Smith now back over towards third. Gazdar is still shaded towards second, so a big gap in the 5-6 hole. The 1-1, a check swing, and a called strike 2. Kling now back in the box. He wears his pants over one of the spikes on his cleats. The 1-2 away, and it's 2-2. He and Nathan Archer both like to wear those pants like that. Modeled after Mike Trout, so I've been told. The 2-2. On the outside half of the plate, Kling knew it as he watched it go by, started walking back to the dugout. 2 really nice pitches, strikeout pitches from Eli Trop. And after a leadoff walk, Nathan Archer, who had 2 RBI singles yesterday, looks to put YD in the lead. First pitch fouled back and out of play. It's 0-1. To the lefty swinger out of Bowling Green. Sporting the white arm sleeve today. He's been rotating that white arm sleeve with the orange one, representing his collegiate team. Can't wear orange today. That's Hyannis' colors. The 0-1 at the shoulders and away for ball 1. Casey Cook on deck taking his practice swings in the circle. Darby takes a lead. Royal blue sliding glove on the left hand. Trop set. He fires the 1-1 inside on Archer, 2-1. Time is called as Parker, the catcher, will trot out to have a conversation with his pitcher. Taking a couple seconds to settle his nerves. 2 outs, just 1 runner aboard. Counts 2-1 with 2 gone. Parker walking back to his spot behind the plate. Gazdar almost all the way behind second. A lot of space on the left side of the infield. Trop still the 2-1. Called strike 2 at the top of the zone. He does a fancy little bouncing move with the ball off his glove. Counts 2-2 with 2 gone. Darby takes his lead over at first. The 2-2 runner goes fouled into the backstop. Archer just underneath that, skimmed the bottom of the ball to stay alive. Darby the lead again, runner goes, swing and a miss. Eli Trop comes up huge, strikes out the side, and we go to the bottom of the 8th, still tied 3-3. Finley likely returning to the mound, hoping to do the same thing for YD. It's Perry Kitai and Ben Strober on the Cape League Broadcast Network. It is, in fact, Leighton Finley coming back to the mound for YD in the bottom of the 8th. Eric Snow leading off. Finley set at the face. He winds, deals. A fastball almost clips Snow in the head. And that's ball 1.
See if Finley can be a little more relaxed in this inning, not coming in with the bases loaded like in the last one.
This actually looks like a pinch hitter. It's Elijah Hainline into the game for the first time, and he swings and misses. At strike one, it's 1-1. Hainline going into his sophomore year at Washington State University, 5'10" righty. Finley hides his face behind the glove. Now at the belt, the kick, the 1-1 at the shoulders. It's 2-1. Dykstra set the 2-1, pushed foul into the net. Count evens up. Finley's 1-1 with an ERA of 0 through 5 games played, 11 innings. He's allowed 1 run, but it was unearned. He's the only YD pitcher with an ERA that's still at 0, and the 2-2 drops low, so the count runs full. Finley's already collected 2 saves this season, but with the tie ball game, if he can come away today, the payoff is a called strike 3 on the outer half. Hainline thought he had the walk, but Finley comes up huge for out number 1. A nice start trying to protect that 0 ERA, but as I was saying before, Ben, if he can come away today, YD can put some up in the 9th and hold on to it. The win would be on his shoulders today.
That's very right.
Cam Smith, top of the order. Finley, glove at the face. The kick, first pitch. The curve drops outside for ball 1.
This is a tough part of this Hyannis lineup with Cam Smith and John Gazdar to follow. Zachary York, of course, as well. So Finley has his work cut out for him. This is a really big spot in this game.
Smith wiggling the bat. The pitch from Finley. Fastball over the plate for strike 1. 1-1 with 1 out, nobody on. Finley, the motion, the pitch, popped up foul, and Smith is behind 1-2. Finley shuffling his feet, glove in front of the face. Smith wiggling the bat in the righty box. The 1-2 on the way, swung on and missed. Foul tip caught by Dykstra. And Leighton Finley is 2/3 of the way through striking out a side of his own.
And that's huge to get a guy like Smith. Really good speed on the base paths, obviously tremendous power like we saw on the double back in the 7th inning from him. That's a really important out to get here, bases empty and 2 outs.
Brings up John Gazdar, 0 for 3 today. He was hit by a pitch his last time around. He also had a sacrifice bunt. Finley calls time. He loses focus for a second and calls out Dykstra for a quick conversation. The bases are empty. Gazdar out of Austin P, the shortstop for the day. He was on the Brooks Wallace Award watch list in April as one of the nation's top shortstops. He's certainly shown that today, had a really good day. Outside of that misfielded ball in the first inning versus Vieira. First pitch on the way, bounces in the dirt for ball 1. Finley now settled back on the mound after that quick meeting. An evenly spaced infield for YD. Outfield playing at depth, keeping everything in front. Glove at the letters. The kick, the 1-0, swung on and missed. Strike 1. Gazdar sporting the white Under Armour turtleneck, some orange gloves, a black arm sleeve. All over the map, blue helmet, the 1-1 on the ground. gets through the gap into left field right between Darby and Vieira. And Gazdar stops Finley from going clean in the 8th. Brings up Zach York.
This really puts the pressure here on Finley. York, one of the better Hyannis hitters, as we've already seen in this game. And Hyannis really likes to rally late in the games, especially here at home. They came back as many as down 6 runs against Catuit early in the season. That was the biggest comeback in the Cape since 2011.
Darby sprints over to the right side of second. Vieira now the only defender between second and third for York. First pitch on the way, swung on, blasted foul behind us and out of play for strike 1. Finley swinging the arm. York cocking the bat behind his shoulder, now wiggling it back and forth in the lefty box. The 1-0 runner goes. Dykstra, the throw is in time. A perfect throw from Connor Dykstra. He even took a second to readjust himself behind the plate before calmly throwing out the stealing John Gazdar, and that retires the side. So Leighton Finley gets through it clean, and we head to the 9th. It's a tight one, tied 3-3 here at McKeon Park. You are listening to YD Baseball on the Cape Fleet Broadcast Network. J.B. Middleton into the game for the Harbor Hawks, trying to keep YD off the board. And he faces Casey Cook. YD going 8-9-1 to start things off in the 9th. Middleton, the righty out of Southern Mississippi. Throws a first pitch strike on the inner half of the plate to Casey Cook. Elijah Hainline also into the game at second. The 0-1 is pushed foul into the net, and it's 0-2. Cook 0 for 3 today. He did reach on a fielder's choice, and the 0-2 he offers at it. Doesn't go around. Ball 1. I thought that might have been a called strike 3, but Cook gets off, and it's 1-2. He pauses to reset himself. Middleton completely squared to the plate as his glove covers his face, shakes one off into the motion. Another hold, the movement from the shoulders of Cook, but he does not go around. The count evens up 2-2. The infield shifted towards the right. The 2-2 swung on and missed. Fourth strikeout in a row for YD batters. And there's one gone in the top of the ninth. Connor Dykstra has grounded out 3 times today, has not found solid contact off the barrel. But Connor Dykstra is also the only real catcher active on the roster right now. YD activated their bullpen catcher, Nolan Shermer, today. The first pitch to Dykstra off the plate, but just catches that outside corner for strike one. So in a situation where we would 9 out of 10 times see Coach Pickler put in a pinch hitter, Dykstra has to stay. The 0-1 swung on and missed, went golfing at one in the dirt, and he's down 0-2.
Yeah, it's going to be big. Pickler's going to have to address the situation they have at Katzer really quickly.
A huge pitch here from Middleton into the wind. The 0-2 check swing off the plate, ball 1.
See who Pickler brings in. Obviously losing Will King, who slashed at 354 in his time here. It really hurts, but Dykstra, very solid form as well. They'll just have to find someone to back him up.
The 1-2 from Middleton just bumped foul, and the count remains the same. Dykstra fighting for his life here. Brady Day, the leadoff on deck. One and two with one gone. Dykstra all the way in the back of the box and swings and goes at strike 3. It was a ball in the dirt in the opposite box, but Dykstra was just hungry for a hit. 2 go down on strikeouts. That's 5 strikeouts in a row for Hyannis pitching. They've come up huge in these late innings. And so YD's back to the top of their order with Brady Day. First pitch to him, fastball at the top of the zone for strike 1.
It seems bad when you strike out 5 times in a row, but this is really the situation you'd want if you want to break up this streak with the top of the order here.
Middleton delivers, and ball 1 too far inside. 1-1 with 2 outs. Hunter Hines on deck. Leads the league in RBIs if Day can get on base. The 1-1, he swings at it. It was at his shoulders. It's fouled into the woods over on the right side, so it's 1-2.
Day's going to have to shorten up on his approach here of 2 strikes.
Middleton, the 1-2 swung on and missed. Brady Day goes down, another one in the dirt. The dropped third strike is thrown, and YD will have to protect for their lives. Still tied. Hyannis has the chance to walk it off in the bottom of the 9th when we return on the Cape League Broadcast Network. Bottom of the ninth, a 3-3 ball game. It's been exciting all night, and Zach York will get a fresh count after he was at the plate when John Gazdar was thrown out by Connor Dykstra. Finley taking his time. Now the first pitch on the way. Bounces on top of the plate for ball one. Xander Darby again shuffling over to the right side of second. Brady Day backed up into shallow right field. Vieira, the lone defender, between second and third. The 1-0 swung on and missed, and Dykstra took it straight to the face mask. As immediately, Coach Pickler and the trainer from YD Nadia are called over. If Dykstra goes down, it will be the YD bullpen catcher, Nolan Shermer, making his way into the game. Dykstra will do everything in his power to stay behind the plate right now. Things are really tense now. He's on his feet.
Yeah, it's not so simple when you take a shot to the head like that. You know, you have to go through the concussion testing as well. You have to make sure that everything is all in line for Dykstra. He may be standing, but sometimes in these situations that happens. But in actuality, the head is really messed up. We really hope Dykstra's okay in this moment. Looks like he is.
YD trainer and coach returning back to the dugout. Nolan Shermer is in conversation with the YD coach over there. Imagine that day, getting called up for an official roster spot. He's been the BP catcher for the past 2 seasons, and with the absence of Will King, and Ryan Stafford was another YD catcher that's playing for Team USA right now. Could have been crazy. The count's 1-1, nobody out. Finley, the pitch swung on and missed. A sword swing from Zach York. Checks it on the wrong side of the plate. It's 1-2. The skies have completely darkened now. It's a beautiful atmosphere. The lights are bright. And Finley still set. Glove at the letters, taking his time now into the kick. The 1-2 on the ground, up the middle. There's nobody there. Zach York beats the shift for the second time today, and Hyannis has a leadoff runner on.
We've really seen some phenomenal at-bats from York today. Just working the count, and he gets into those 2-strike counts. He's done that multiple times, and they'll sub him out for a pinch runner for someone with some speed. That's Nick Mitchell, the former YD Red Sox, going out there.
And what a moment now. Nick Mitchell on board makes sense considering his speed. He had a phenomenal day the first time these two teams played. He was Hyannis' best player by far. Was a little surprised not to see him in the lineup today. He batted leadoff last week, but he takes his lead on first with Austin Kelly at the plate. He's 1 for 3. He also was intentionally walked. Wiggling the bat, shows bunt, can't lay it down. Runner goes, throw from Dykstra, gets into center field. Vieira and Mitchell collide. Mitchell's on his way to third, and he's there safely. The winning run for Hyannis now threatens with nobody out.
And that substitution right there, you can see how quickly the game can really flip on its head. You take out York and put in a speedy guy like Nick Mitchell, and you send him instantly. It's really aggressive baseball here from Hyannis manager Beatty. And now that winning run 90 feet away.
One 1-0 count to Austin Kelly. Anything that gets behind the plate will win the game for Hyannis. The 1-0 runs inside and a nice block from Dykstra. Snags it behind Kelly's leg. It's 2-0. Hyannis has kept it close, battled back in the 7th, and here they are with the odds looking really in their favor to come away with a win tonight at home. The 2-0 right over the plate, the fastball, strike one. Kelly just trying to put it on the ground, make YD go for the tag play at home. Anything in the outfield will win the game, most likely. but he swings and misses, and a nice block from Connor Dykstra has the count 2-2. Mitchell takes his lead at third. Finley in a stare down with Kelly. The infield in. Finley delivers, and it's roped up the first base line, but foul. The count stays the same. Hyannis first base coach jumping out of the way. Finley's set. Kelly unmoving in the lefty box, now wiggling the bat. The kick, the deal, lined into right field, and it's caught by Casey Cook. Mitchell tags and scores. Hyannis wins the game on the walk-off sac fly from Austin Kelly. It was on a line. Archer made a nice grab to keep it off the ground, but the speed of Mitchell cannot be beat, and the Harbor Hawks walk it off at home.
You know, it's just a tough position to be in there for YD. Leighton Finley pitched pretty exceptionally out of the pen there, got put into some really tough situations coming in with the bases loaded back in that 7th inning, and Hyannis, once again, they battled back at home. They love to do that. They walk away here with another walk-off victory. That's a really big win for this Hyannis team.
And Hyannis, that was all on their pitching staff. I mean, coming in, they absolutely smothered YD. YD put up their last run in the 6th. Since then, it was just out after out. 6 strikeouts in a row and a couple after that. Out of the bullpen tonight, Hyannis absolutely made up for their mistakes last night. The YD bats couldn't get it going. And after a big win yesterday, they suffer a tight one here at McKeon Park. Tomorrow, the Red Sox will be on the road in Chatham, the team that struggled the most so far here in the Cape this summer. YD has not lost 2 games in a row since the first week of the season, and will look to continue that streak tomorrow. First pitch at 7 p.m. It's been Perry Kitai and our special guest Ben Strober. For our producer Anna Tedeschi, thank you. We'll see you tomorrow, and have a good night.